let's get to the main event right now. You go first. Week 1, 2022, favorite bet. Give it to me right now.
Early bets, when you're looking at this stuff, you want to think how our lines going to move through. My favorite bets for week 1 are a lot of dogs, which I think might come down because other pros are going to bet these numbers. There's some dogs I don't touch because I think the public's going to come in so heavy on the other side. It's going to keep giving me a better number once I get closer to kickoff. So people, I got to keep in mind here. Week 1, I've never seen anything like this before. We have 10 home dogs week 1. 10 home dogs week 1, Chad. Like, every pro I know is licking their lips.
We love home dogs.
We love home dogs. This is too easy. They're literally, the public is so heavy about what happened last year that week 1, they're still thinking as if it's last year. It's like, there's so much turnover. There's so many guys who are back healthy compared to these teams last year. It's completely flipped. And the bookmakers know that. And they kind of sucker these people into these bets, especially people betting road favorites week 1. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So my favorite bet right now for week 1 that just jumped out right away was the Texans. We have the Texans. People are viewing them as one of the worst teams in all of football, going against a Colts team that, they added in Matt Ryan. They're exciting coming into this season just because we saw how great Jonathan Taylor was. We saw how good this Colts offense could be when Carson Wentz was playing good. We expect Matt Ryan to be a step up from Carson Wentz last year. So I think the public is in on the Colts, which, I get. I think the Colts are a good team. But are they 7.5? Are they 8? Are they 8.5 points better than the Texans week 1 in a divisional game on the road? No. So one of the first bets I made right when it came out was the Texans at plus 7.5. Hit it again at plus 8. I took it again at plus 8.5 at certain books. It's one of those numbers that I love in a divisional matchup for an early week where we joke all the time, Chad. It's just, this ain't November. Okay. Obviously, this would be I'd view this very different if it was late in the season. Early season like this, I mean, come on. That's way too many points for any team to be catching on the road, let alone a Colts team that did not make the playoffs last year. Like, they don't have this moxie that they should be respected and backed with. So to me, it feels like we're getting free points, maybe 2 or 3 free points from the public here, taking the Texans team.
It's interesting. Couldn't agree more. Love the Texans in this spot. They were incredibly competitive last year. And I think the Colts are so inconsistent, and they really have not figured out a way to dominate bad teams during the Frank Reich era, right? So That's number 1. Completely agree with your assessment on the Texans, especially at such a big number. Number 2, you said there were 10 home dogs. There's actually 11. I'm looking at it right now. The Rams to open the week against the Bills. The Bills are 1-point favorites. The Falcons are 3.5-point dogs to the Saints. The Panthers are 4-point dogs to the Browns. The Bears are 6.5-point dogs to the 49ers. The Lions, 4-point dogs to the Eagles. The Texans, we mentioned. The Jets are 4-point dogs to the Ravens. The Cardinals, 3-point dogs to the Chiefs. The Vikes, 1.5 to the Packers. Cowboys, 2.5 to the Bucks. And the Seahawks, 4 points to the Denver Broncos. There's one game that I'm really surprised you didn't take first. Lions plus 4 hosting the Eagles. This is a roar Lions roar spot, not a fly Eagles fly, a roar Lions roar spot. It is a home game. Dan Campbell is going to have this team jacked and ready to go. We already know this is a physical team. This is a team that can control the line of scrimmage. That bodes well, playing against a defensive line that the Eagles that is in semi-rebuild mode. We know this team is going to be physical defensively. We've seen them be competitive. Jalen Hurts, we still don't know what we're getting, even with more weapons. Lions plus 4. Roar.
You know me too well. Yeah, that was gonna be my next one. I mean, Lions, they're actually up to 4.5 now on FanDuel. It's hard not to want to take this line right now, and I did take it. But I would say to people listening, maybe you can keep waiting because I do think this is going to keep. Because again, it opened up at 3.5. Now it's up to 4.5 on FanDuel, and we're in May, so that's already showing you where the public is kind of deciding where they're going to put their money. So, to me, I love that Lions number. Chad just touched on it, where we have a team that's very physical. The Eagles, that's what the key for the Eagles' success this upcoming season is. They're a physical team, good offensive line, a strength in their D line. That's kind of the Eagles what they need to do to win. That's exactly what Detroit wants. Detroit wants to bully teams. So to me, this is a tone setter. Both these teams, honestly, I feel like this is going to be. We're going to look back at both one of these teams. This game will maybe decide one of these teams getting the playoffs and one team missing the playoffs. Like both teams are expected to finish second in their division right now. Not the Lions, I shouldn't say that, but the Eagles are. And this is a crucial way to start your season here. But the Eagles, I know we haven't done much schedule talk. They have a very favorable schedule. The Lions are right there with them. The Lions got ranked. Most people have them ranked number 1 for scheduled. So to me, this is a tone setter for this Eagles team, this Campbell team, where we think we're getting great value week 1 here. Because to me, I saw this line. I checked my system, made it a pick. Now, this could move to maybe -1 towards the Eagles when we get closer to the season if I start liking what I'm seeing from them and I like their system. But I can see this line moving more towards Detroit as more people are going to get like Detroit. I'm telling you guys, Detroit is going to be a darling to a lot of people coming to the season. The nerds, everyone, they look at the numbers. This is a huge number team. All the numbers point to this team massively improving from last year. How unlucky they were last year was one thing. Again, they had 7 games come down to 5 points or less flipped for them. Like that's insane for them last year. I think they only had 4 wins to come in second. So yeah, it is tough where I'm looking at this matchup, and I obviously want the Eagles to be the pick here, but just going by the numbers, you're getting 3-4 points of value on the Lions right now, just because what I just talked about. They're one of the worst teams last year, and it's a new year.
According to Sean Kroner, the 4 easiest schedules in the NFL in 2022, and you can find this in the Action Network app. Very easy to find. Giants have the easiest, according to his model. Eagles, second easiest. Commanders, third easiest. Lions, fourth easiest. Okay. So you like the Texans plus 7.5, plus 8, plus 8.5 against the Colts. I like the Lions plus 4, plus 4.5 in week 1 against the Eagles. Give me another one.
Easy bet for week 1. Ravens -5.5, -5. I would take this up to 7. No problem. The Jets, again, we're going to talk a little bit more about them coming down the show, so I don't want to be just punching the crap out of them, but they're just not there yet, people. I get the excitement. I've seen the numbers, how they're one of the most bet teams right now to go over their win total and to win their division. They're just not there yet. And historically, the Ravens week 1, it's free money. Again, this is for people like our loyal fans listen to us year round. Every preseason game, you take the Ravens money line. I believe they're on a run of like 13-0 or 14-0 in preseason games, winning straight up. Week 1, historically, Harbaugh, his teams have dominated week 1. I don't even remember if it was last year or the year before. Remember they beat Miami like 50-10 week 1, and Lamar Jackson threw like 5 or 6 touchdowns. There's just something about this Ravens team week 1. They always come really prepared. Now I have a Ravens team coming back from a down year, a bunch of guys getting healthy, coming back. So that's built into this number because the Jets team are just so hyped up right now. Like to me, this number should have been 7. That's a fair number for this game. The fact that you're getting under 7, under 6, 2 very key numbers. I'm taking that Ravens number right now because usually I don't bet favorites this early, but to me that's such a key number of 5.5 being under that 6. I'm grabbing it right now. This Ravens number.
I love that. I love that because I already feel like people act as if the Jets are a 13-win team because they drafted the right athletes in the right spot at the right time. And they still got a quarterback named Zach Wilson who nobody really knows if he's any good. So now everyone thinks the Jets can compete with the Patriots for second place in the AFC East. It's idiotic. So much value on the Ravens, even though it's on the road. Love the team early. I'm going to give you one more. I don't want you to get angry at me. But if you give me a team whose quarterback is coming off an injury with a new coach going on the road as more than a field goal favorite against a division rival, I am going to take the home dog division rival in this spot We are an Atlanta Falcons podcast. Give me the Falcons plus 3.5 against the Saints. I don't fear Jameis. I don't fear Marcus Mariota. I like this team to cover by a field goal in a close game between two not very good teams in Atlanta. Go. Walk me back. Tell me I'm wrong, but I know you love it. I gave you gross. I gave you grosser than gross. I gave you professional grossness.
People know I love doing round robins. This is one of the teams, Atlanta's round robin, I threw in there money line. Gross, disgusting. It might be the only game Atlanta wins the entire season. But Chad just touched on it. What a beautiful, beautiful spot for this Atlanta team. Hosting a divisional rival at home. No one knows what the hell offense Atlanta's going to be running. They got Mariota. So to me, Atlanta's the team that's going to be terrible, but early on, they're going to be able to sneak up on teams. Just like last year, Denver, terrible team, started 3-0. Carolina, terrible team, started 3-0. It's because they were running different offenses. Teams weren't prepared for their type of offensive styles. So I love that pick, Chad. 3.5, too. That's such a key number. I'd take that number as well, but this is a money line bet for me as well because Atlanta, this game stinks. Like, no one's going to be betting their money line. Everyone's going to be coming in on, like you just said, the fun, exciting Jameis Winston Saints team. So if you want to hold out and not bet it, I get it. But I honestly would take the 3.5 right now because that is such a key number.
We're going to dominate this year.
I can't wait, honestly. That was my first thought when I saw, like you just said, 11 underdogs week one. I was like, oh my God, I have to wait all summer to bet this. It's going to be killing me because we love it. All these dogs, it's home dogs. It's the best.